angels. This was a morning that we were leaving to go on a short trip away. So I had begun the morning, and Ricardo and I were both really wanting a warm meal for breakfast, and we both had thought about spaghetti separately, and he had actually bought the stuff for spaghetti and I had it in my mind. So we put the two and two together and we had spaghetti that morning, and it was a great way to send us off for the day ahead because we soon after prepping and packing everything up for us, we left for our short trip away from home, and it actually was a little bit of a work trip. So Ricardo was working a lot of the time, and I was also there to support and be there with Archangel. This trip was our last time away for a few weeks, and it was very special. I feel like every time you get to travel, I just fall in love with traveling even more, and then I also equally fall in love with my home even more because I am such a homebody, and at the same time I love to travel. So I love going to new places with my husband and now our baby. So this trip was very autumnal, and it was a beautiful hotel that we stayed at, and it was in like western Pennsylvania, so it was very beautiful, and the trees and the foliage were so beautiful for this time of year, and it just grounds you as a person to be around that. And so we had a lovely stay. I read a quote or a little piece saying how the fall time is really a transitional period, and not only the weather changing, but it's a transitional period for you as a person. And it was saying how it's a time to really go inward, and I definitely feel that every single fall time since I've been being more present in living my life in tune with the seasons. I do live in the north, and I do try to really lean into what the seasons of the year kind of brings out in you and brings out in your life. And I feel like the autumn and fall time brings in a sense of starting to go inward and preparing for the hibernation period ahead. And so I really look at this time as a cozy time, and I start new shows at this time of year, not shows that I haven't ever seen before, but shows that I specifically start at the same time every year, which is around this time. So it just feels like a really special time of year, and I also go inward very much so this time of year, and so I find myself being at home even more. We recently moved into our new house, and the new habits and the routines that we've been able to create here in the transitional period. We actually moved in when fall was just beginning, so it's really amazing and cool to when things in your life just match up and the synchronicities of it all, and just having a new transition in my life and it matching with the seasons means a lot to me, and it makes me feel more centered and grounded as a person. And so as a family, we have just been really cherishing this time, and it has been really, really special to me. And this is our first autumn with our son, and I am just so feeling so grateful. And we always go to the local coffee shops wherever we travel. It's one of our first searches for either the night before we know that we're going to go to a coffee shop the next morning, so we always search it together. And we had found this one, and it was such a sweet time. I met and spoke with some of the employees there, and it was a really sweet trip. And I am so grateful to have experienced this with my family.